Real quick on a side note, I do want to let you guys know that I've been a little bit under the weather and I am still a little bit. My eyes are burning and itching. I am on some medicine, so my head is a little bit cloudy. I swear I'm not drunk. I'm not Amber or Messica. I am just here doing this thing with you. I love it. And I've been like wanting to get to this place, but today's the first day I felt like I kind of could. All right. It's the wedding days, guys, and I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it, even the predictable. Just saying. Let's get started with Amber and Barnett. Amber arrives at the wedding venue. It is raining. I love a good rainstorm on a wedding day. I get it if you're having an outdoor wedding that doesn't work for you, but I am loving the weather. I love it, right? So she gets there and she's looking a little weird. I'm gonna say it. Now, I don't know. You guys are amazing, totally amazing. And over the last couple of weeks, you've been dropping more and more information bombs into my comments. And somebody actually, I think three, you see what I'm trying to say? Three somebodies dropped this clip, this video from Grace Report, all about how Amber is the real, like the sleeper alcoholic of the season. And I'm like, who knew? Who knew? I mean, obviously she's a drinker. She openly admitted to having a whole bottle of wine before the day even started. But, you know, for this person, this undercover source to say that she was definitely the one who drank the most on the cast, I'm like, what does that even mean? Because we witnessed every time we saw Jessica, she had a wine glass in her hand, right? So it's like, damn, if Amber beat that, I don't even know. The person also says that that Amber held up production, often being belligerent and so drunk she couldn't film. And I'm like, oh my gosh. All of the sudden, those weird, slightly sloppy, like one-on-ones in the confessional type booth, they make a little more sense. Okay, all right. Grace Report seems like she feels pretty comfortable reporting on the information. She said she verified it. She's seen the source's credentials, and she felt comfortable enough with the source that when she was showing receipts, she had to black out certain things so that they would not get in trouble. She felt that it like identified them too much. So, okay, when Amber shows up, I can't tell if it's because I have that new information in my head or if she really does look off. She definitely seems funny. And she is upset. It's been a rough morning. Her fiance is not returning her phone calls after sending her a text message that he had cold feet. Wow. Okay, that's pretty intense. She's emotional. She's upset. We see Barnett. He is having a conversation one-on-one with us, talking about how he just wants to be sure. And it's no big surprise that the guy who was having a hard time kind of picking one girl to like focus on is now worried that like this is forever and he needs to settle in, right? And while he's talking about these worries, Netflix does a beautiful editing job of cutting in a montage of all of Amber's most Amber-tastic moments. You know, talking about the debt, making all kinds of outlandish statements, the part where she's like, what if it was your family or me kind of thing. All of those moments are getting spliced into a one montage to be right in the middle of all of Barnett's doubt. He is having a moment, or that's what Netflix is leading us to believe with this editing, right? Barnett does arrive at the venue. He walks in. They have a scene where he is walking in and into where I guess he's going to be dressing. It's like the men's room or whatever. Like not the men's room, like the bathroom, but like the men's dressing area. And it looks like a wine cellar. And all I can think is this is Jessica's dream. It's a Barnett and 1,000 bottles of wine, and she is at home curled in her bed, drinking with her dog, crying over this scene, right? I mean, can you imagine? I can. That's the first thing my brain imagined, actually. So anyway, so he's there. He's very pensive. I guess that's the right word. I don't actually know if that's the right word. Pensive, engaged in, involving, or reflecting deep or serious thought. Yeah, pensive is the right word. Okay, so he's very pensive. He is just, brooding also. Barnett is a brooder. Have you noticed? He's got that dark hair and the dark eyes. Not like overly dark, but I'm just saying he's kind of always a little bit broody. Oh, I can see it. Girls love that. It's like a slightly removed, a little bit unavailable, brooding. Yeah, I gotcha. I see you, Barnett. Anyway, he is having a moment, just, everybody, it's a day full of moments. It's your wedding day. Of course it is. Anyway, we see him at the altar. He's waiting for his bride. He looks very handsome. I'm a little bit confused by some of the shots in this area because I think it's Amber's stepdad is sitting with a row of bridesmaids. I'm guessing they're bridesmaids. They're not lined up by the altar and they're not sitting in the front row, I don't believe. It's kind of a weird situation, but they are all wearing like a similar neckline in a deep red burgundy-esque kind of color. They're bridesmaids, but he says to them that we've been waiting for half an hour, and I'm like, I'm confused, because generally speaking, when a bride is holding up a wedding, she's holding up the whole wedding. It's not like they send every other person down the aisle and then they realize the bride is missing. So I'm like, why are you even sitting there? Why are you not walking down right before her? Where is the wedding? Like, I get that this isn't a wedding, it's a TV wedding, filmed mainly just to see them either dump each other or accept each other, but I'm just confused. Like, are we doing this wedding style or not? Because why are they already in their seats? Just saying. Amber, who looks beautiful, her face looks gorgeous. She says, like, I don't know, you told me that, love would be natural, and you also told me that if I wanted something bad enough, I should fight for it, and I found something that both was extremely natural, and I fought for it, and here I am, right? She also did have a conversation we see where she says that part of why she's so upset is because Barnett is like closing up on her, he's having cold feet and he doesn't want to talk about it, and that's what he does, that he tends to not go deep into his feelings, and that she really worked on that. She said when we first started dating, a month ago, but anyway, in the pods. So such a weird thing. When we first started dating in the pods, she had to really work to get him out of like that surface area and into his feelings. And I think that that's an interesting thing, because if you remember, Barnett was like, he was kind of stuck between three girls. Elsie, he kept saying, like, I feel like this is like, she's just like me, she's a friend, like, I know she's like almost like one of the bros, we would always have a really good time. And with Amber, he kept saying, like, she was the one who, like, yeah, she was scary and crazy, but also they had, like, the most emotional connection. And come to find out, that's because Amber's been working on it with him. So, bravo, Amber. And then, of course, his third connection was with Jessica, which I cannot fathom. I cannot. Other than the fact that, like, she sounded like she was trying to use, like, a sexy phone sex voice, which I guess... I don't know. Like, I can't understand why she would think that voice was a good representation to try to meet somebody through a blue glowing wall. And I don't understand the guys who thought that voice was something that they would want to get to know more. I don't get it, but I'm just me, just saying. So I did want to mention that because, the emotional connection is definitely something that we saw very strongly when Amber is talking about her abortion. You do see a very deep hurt in Barnett's face. He feels her pain. He doesn't like that you can see on his face that he wishes he was in the room and that he could comfort her. And I remember, and I think I even commented on it, but I remember thinking that was such a deep emotion for somebody who so far we hadn't seen that capacity from, right? He's waiting at the altar. She finally makes it. She looks absolutely stunning, and Barnett is feeling his feelings up there. He is like I don't know how to describe it because he's not like bawling, but you can see that he is like, oh my God, Barnett, absolutely. And I think Amber's a cute girl, don't get me wrong, she's a pretty girl, but like he is besotted with her. He thinks truly and completely that she is gorgeous. He loves her. He has made comments about how she makes him want to be better, and that's fantastic. She gives her vows. She's definitely in love with him. She, the whole like crazy, you drive me nuts and you drive me like whatever and you make me insane, but I could not imagine my life without you and stuff. I don't know. I get it. I get that like sometimes your partner is going to make you crazy and that's a fun vibe or whatever, but I feel like really that's the part you're highlighting in your vows? I don't know. Anyway, in your wedding. You make me crazy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You're so sweet and romantic. Anyway, and then it comes to Barnett, and we're waiting. We're on the edge of our seats. Are you going to say that you'll take her? And he's got this like broody face. I think we're supposed to feel like he might say he won't, and then he says he does. And they are so happy and in love. Oh my God, you're such a good match. I would never try to break you up. I would never try. Just saying. So they are happy and I'm happy and I don't know. I have mixed emotions. I was all like, run, Barnett, run. But then on this hand, I'm like, I like this matchup. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it's because I have a head cold and I'm on a ton of medicine, but I'm loving it, right? And we get E! Entertainment television interview on the YouTube. It popped up almost immediately and it took everything in me to wait until after I found out if they were married to watch it, right? But it's a good interview and they talk about a couple of things. And one of the things they talk about, first of all, is they're kind of like, hey, what do you wish we saw more of? And Amber says, I wish that you saw more of the conversations about our life and what we wanted it to be, because we did have like lengthy conversations about our vision for our future, what we really wanted, like those kind of things, those get to know you moments that like obviously they all had because they came out of those pods feeling like they absolutely want to start a life with somebody, most of them. So clearly they were having bigger conversations than we had. I also wish we would have seen more pod time. I mentioned this already, that some of the couples felt kind of rushed. And that, it's Netflix. They had cameras on the entire time. I would love if they would release some behind the scenes, like extra pod videos of this couple or of that couple. I would love it because I definitely think that we lost. Obviously, like there's like a TV show to be had, but like I feel like, yeah, I would love to see that. Come on, the TV show's out there, so give us some bonus footage. Just saying. But she felt like their really sweet moments weren't adequately put out there, right? And Barnett, in this moment, Barnett says he wishes more pod time was shown as well because of the connections. And Amber is just smiling. She's like, like thinking that he is voicing an opinion similar to hers. But actually, he goes on to express that he feels like he made 3 strong connections and that nobody understood why. And her face is like, I cannot believe he's going to talk about that. Like, I can't believe that if he got a do-over, or I wish they would have, it's to explain more why he liked 3 girls instead of just me. Like, I don't know. She's just having a moment, right? But said that like so many times in this video. Guys, I'm so sorry. I know this is a mess, but I wanted to do at least one video today, and hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow and get even more done. But anyway, he is like expressing that he wishes people understood more, and I get it because he's getting dogged on. I dogged on him, dude. I have a video up with it, but like, you know, he seems so indecisive, but there's more to it, and clearly, you know. So then they ask what they feel like about, because like Jessica's getting such a bad rap and stuff, and Barnett is kind of like, oh, you know, I didn't really know during filming that we had issues. I think I was just in such a love bubble with Amber. I just didn't even know, you know. And Amber does not let us down. She never does. Amber is like, people keep saying like that I did such a good job keeping it in check, but the reality is I did not know that there were issues. Like, I didn't know what she was saying, because all I was hearing was that, you know, she was all like, you know, we're so good together and I'm so happy for you. And that's all I was getting, right? So Amber is clearly over it. And then she says that there's a lot of growth that can come, and she hopes that Jessica does a lot of growing. And Jessica must be dying over that interview, because if you think that there's an interview with Barnett and she's not watching it, you're wrong. But she must be tripping on it, because you know she was like, I got my like 6-figure, you know, salary. I got my house, you know, I got a dog that loves to get drunk with me. I am living my best life. And for somebody like Amber to be able to say she has to grow, she just must be dying. And then after saying that she hoped that she would grow, Amber did express that it was hard to watch the show and watch it get ripped apart, because they're like, they're beautiful moments and they're being misconstrued and stuff like that. And she also addressed the whole like stay-at-home mom thing. She was like, you know, that's a goal, not an expectation, and that Barnett, she put Barnett on blast because he has debt too. And no, she wasn't. This is my final thing I really want to talk about with them. She said, no, you know, like he has debt, he has student loans, and he has credit cards. And yeah, he was paying on his, and I wasn't paying on mine, but he does have them. Basically, she's trying to make sure everybody understands that she's not just a sinking ship taking down Barnett. And then she says that she wasn't paying on hers because after her abortion, she went into a deep depression and she was prioritizing mental health and getting like back together when this opportunity to come on the show presented itself. To which I say this, because I was one of those people misconstruing all of this or having an opinion. I don't feel like I was misconstruing it. I don't think any of us were. I think we were watching the show. So if it's misconstrued, it's done so by Netflix. But what I wanted to say was, I have already talked about in my video about Amber and Barnett, the fact that I believe that people who have abortions, no matter what our personal beliefs on that decision are, the human that has to make that decision deserves respect and compassion and kindness. However, all the way around to the other side, however, she had already talked about her abortion, so it was already on camera. There was no reason not to re-bring it up. When she told him about her debt and her makeup credit card, ha ha ha, it's so expensive, and her student loans, I'm just not paying them. What she said was not, I was in a dark place, I haven't really been working, things have been rough, I told you that I had that abortion and it took a long time for me to heal from it. She didn't say those things. What she said was that she presented it more as a lifestyle choice of, I don't work to live. No, I work to live, I don't live to work, right? So basically she was like, I do what I want with my time. I work as little or as much as I want, and I don't live to work. I work to live. Well, that's a different statement than I was prioritizing my mental health and I was taking care of myself and I was in a deep depression. So I just want to put it on the record that had she presented it the other way, I would have been like, I get it. But that's not how she presented it, and that's not how Netflix edited it, and I still stand by my opinions on that edit and on that conversation that she had. She came off as somebody who was like flighty and irresponsible. I don't know. I don't know if she's fixing that now with lip service or if she is really truly the person she's saying she is now. She talked about the upcoming reunion and said that she felt like she got closure and we can gather from that what we want. And you guys, I am going to try to figure out how to do a live react to the reunion. I just think we should all be together and we should all enjoy that show together, right? I mean, it's the reunion. It's the end of this maiden voyage season. I'm going to try to figure out how to do it live. All right, tomorrow, Cameron and Lauren, and also Jessica and Mark. Yay! Again, I apologize. I know it's a mess. Like, comment, subscribe. I am loving the hell out of this. I am having a blast with you guys in the comments, and I look forward to the next couple. This is Mija Paloma Laveau. She has 2 different colors of eyes. She's got a blue eye and a green eye. She's about 8 months old. I took her and her siblings in when she was about 4 weeks old. I fostered them. There was a litter of 9, well, it was a mixed litter, but of 9, and I took in the final 4. They were tiny, tiny, and were learning how to eat food when I got them. And everybody else went and got families, and Mija stayed